A lot of people get into astral projection because they want to know that there's life after death. And maybe some people have lost a loved one or a friend and they want to go over and visit and see that person for themselves and maybe gain a little closure. Now, I've had experiences like this, and one recently that I would like to share with you. I'd like to reference Robert Monroe and Robert Bruce for a second. Robert Monroe called it the belief system territories, where people go when they die and they kind of process their life and plan the next one or whatever they need to do. And Robert Bruce called it the non-physical realities. And if we consider the physical reality to be, I don't know, real, I don't know if that's a good word, but the non-physical realities would be real close to the physical reality. So as close to real, if we're using that word, as possible. You know, it's a real clear environment, almost physical. You know, you can really feel everything. Robert Bruce had an experience where he had visited a friend that had passed over, and the guy was in a sleep-like state, like he was kind of dreaming-like. And people, when they die, they kind of hang around a little bit, and then they move out to the non-physical reality, and they go into this sleep-like, trance-like state where they process their life and the information they have gathered. Maybe they've had a difficult life, you know, it takes people longer than others. They're basically just processing everything, kind of reintegrating to who they really are and things like that. Now, the other day I started to push out a body, and I could hear the humming, buzzing kind of noise, and it sounded kind of like a binaural beat. And I went ahead and pushed out a body, and I seen this young guy there, and I couldn't really hear. You know, you're used to listening with your ears. I guess it was kind of non-verbal communication. And he said, "Don't worry, I'm a friend." So I went ahead and slid on out of body, and I was wanting to go visit a friend that I had lost. So I asked him about that person, where they were, and he was like, "Who?" You know, he didn't know. So anyways, I just push on out of my wall out into the backyard, and I fly into the sky, and I think about my friend, and I kind of spin around and take off really fast, and I'm in what's called what we kind of call the star field, and I come to this formation of blue-like stars, and it's in the formation of like a flower. And when I come up to it, okay, my vision comes to, and I notice I'm looking down at a floor, at a carpet, and the carpet is kind of like this maroon red looking color. And I focus forward, and I see a window, and I realize I'm upstairs. It's got maroon kind of walls as well. I could see out the window, so I knew I was upstairs, and I seen a bed, and I seen two people sitting on the bed, and one person in the center looked like they were sleeping. And as I got closer, it looked like my friend, and as I got continued to go closer, it was. She turned around and looked at me, and I heard her. It was like she screamed, but I could only hear in a whisper. And she said, "Oh my God." And I got real excited when I seen her. So I kind of blew the projection there, and I found myself back in my body. And I got up and recorded my experience. Now the next day, I pushed on out of body again. I bypassed the real-time zone. I was somewhere in the astral plane. It was like an energetic kind of dream-like reality. And I focused on my friend again because, you know, I kind of blew it the first time. I wanted to go see her. And I guess I kind of halfway manifested there because my vision kind of went like a split screen. Like I had the reality I was in, and I could see as well the new reality. And it was a really clear kind of physical-like reality, so I knew it was the non-physical realities. You know, where people go when, where they go when they die. So I focused on that reality, and I found myself there. And I'm standing in front of a house, and it's a 2-story house, and I believe it was the same house I was in the night before. So I see these glass sliding like doors, and I float through, and I see my friend. There she is on the couch in the center of the room. and she's kind of just slightly floating above it, kind of tossing and turning like she's in a dream, you know, some kind of dream state. And I go over to her and I reach out to touch her, and she looks up at me, and she says, "Hey, you keep waking me up." And I said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "I had to come visit you because you haven't come and visit me in a while." And in a kind of like a kidding way, I kind of said to her, "Even though you've died, you still can't get rid of me because I'm able to come over here and still see you." So I started to lose lucidity at that point, and I kind of got hit with a realization, because in the past I'd had experiences where I remembered having a conversation but couldn't remember what the conversation was about. So at that point I started recapping my experience so far, and I thought about my body, and I come on back and I remembered everything. You know, I kind of cut it short again, but that's okay, because, you know, maybe I can do it again. You know, I can go out if I want and see this person again, you know, if I feel like it. But, you know, this isn't something that I take lightly. I feel really honored and privileged to be able to do this, and also to be able to share that and to help others as well be able to do this and gain closure from people they've lost, and to know that life goes on. You know, just because you lose someone doesn't mean that person is gone. You know, they're just in another dimension. But you can see this for yourself. You know, all I can say is, you know, if you're determined, if you keep a positive attitude and you continue to work hard, you're going to get what you're looking for. You know, you just got to put in the work, you know. Trust yourself, stay positive, and work hard, and you're going to be able to do this yourself and see these things for yourself and know that life is continuous, you know. There is life after death. Anyways, thanks for listening.